Hi everyone, it's Lake House Tarot here, and I wanted to pop on and show you some of the things that I'm getting ready for a story that I'm taking over on Kelly over at A Truth in Story over on her website. She has, it's the first class that I've taken, but there are classes, it's like a cartomancy, I think. So it's a review of literature, and as you can see here, it's The Hobbit is the class that we're going to be taking together. I'll have to look up the description and read that to you. She describes it much more eloquently than I do. But anyway, super excited. She'll be teaching the class. We'll be using a tarot deck. You can use any tarot deck of your choice. And the intent is to go through the book together as a team, look at it from a literary perspective, kind of tie it to how you would use your tarot cards and gather readings and understandings from that. And again, I've not taken one of the classes, but I'm super excited to give it a try. And I just wanted to show you a couple of the things that I'm getting ready in order to take this class. And I think it's something that's going to make it even a lot more fun and interactive. Kelly mentioned on one of her videos this book, The Annotated Hobbit. I have not read The Hobbit. I know, shock and all, but it's one of those things that, like, you know, you've seen it on TV and you think you'll get around to it, you never do. So I'm currently listening to it in an audiobook, but I also wanted to have a copy of the book just for reference as we go through it in the class together. And what makes this book interesting is that it has the story of the Hobbit, but then over in the margins here, there are annotations from previous versions of The Hobbit and how they tied back into the original versions. There's some really great artwork in here from Tolkien and others, and it just kind of adds in that extra layer to the story. So I was really excited to pick up this book and have that be a part of the class. And I started to read through some of this and make some of my notes in here. Not many, a couple pencil lines, but I have another notebook that I'm starting to keep some notes in. But anyway, so this is part of it. The deck, one of the decks that I'm going to be using with this is the Lord of the Rings deck. This deck was recommended by someone in the Truth and Story work group, and she actually mentioned that there was an Etsy seller. Let me get her name here. I think the deck is all sold out right now, but I'll try to remember it. Remember to link it just in case, but that's what it is right there. So flixart.etsy.com. Anyway, so I picked the deck up and it was $42. It shipped like crazy fast. And you don't have a little white book with it, but it's Rider Waite Smith based. And what you do get is a sheet of paper with the meetings as it relates to the deck. Kelly, again, has, I'll try to remember to link it, but she has an amazing walkthrough on her website of this. Not on her website, on her YouTube channel. So I'll try to remember to link that. But the cards are really nice. The backs are really gorgeous. And you can kind of see from looking at it here, it looks like the suits are, I haven't even looked through it myself other than watching Kelly's walkthrough, but you can see the suits looks like they're in different colors there. And the cardstock is not bad. It's a decent cardstock. And the artwork on these cards is just so pretty. I'm super excited again as I read and discover these characters for the first time as an adult. It's just so exciting to look at the book and I'll start to match the cards up with the book and just kind of get to know this story on a different level. So super excited for that. But you can see the artwork on these cards is just so pretty. And yeah, so that's that deck. Another thing that I decided to do to kind of get me ready for the class so I have somewhere to keep all my notes. Woo, get back here. I bought a Hobonichi journal to keep track of everything in. And I'll show you that real quick here. And I'm sorry about my voice. I'm getting over COVID. Lucky me. Thought I had escaped it. I'm a nurse, and I thought I had escaped it, but clearly I have not. Anyway, so I already had this Hobonichi cover on hand. It's a Mina Farona. I can't remember how to pronounce her name, but it's a beautiful cloth cover. And I found this Hobonichi notebook on Amazon, and Kelly's stories are called Into the Woods, I think. Let me see. Hold on. I'll cheat. Tales from the Woods. So Tales from the Woods, and I thought that this cover on this journal was perfect. You know, it kind of looks woodsy and folk artsy, and you're going into the woods for the stories. And on the side of the book here, I have a little, this is my Bilbo Baggins Hobbit chair that I just kind of roughly tied to the side here. I thought that was fun. And I'll get to this side in a second, but I wanted to show you the journal. The journal is it's exactly that. It's just a plain notebook with the Hobonichi Tomoe River paper. And I lifted this image off of Kelly's website, so Tales from the Woods and Other Great Adventures, because I also want to get, she has a class on there on Fae energy, and I want to take that class as well. So I figured Tales from the Woods, that's the primary class, and then All Other Great Adventures. So I put that in here, and then I just went ahead and started to set up some of my journal pages, and some of these images I lifted off of the internet. Since they're personal, I can do that. But I did buy what would you call it? Some journal pages off of an Etsy seller, and it's a whole Lord of the Rings / Hobbit junk journal pages that you can print. And this came off of that printable. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future. I took this picture off of the internet and printed it, and I made this stamp. I have some wooden stamps here. That's this one that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And I'll show you what I did with my stamp pages. I wanted to use these at different spots in the journal, so I just took the wooden stamp and stamped it all over the page. And but before I did that, I tea-dyed the paper. I don't know if you can see the color contrast, so I tea-dyed the paper just to give it that antique look. And then I'll just kind of tear these out as I want them, and then put them into the journal. So I have a teacup. You know, there's some chamomile tea drinking going on in the beginning. I like the bee. I just thought that the bee looked kind of woodsy. And this is a lavender. And then I especially loved this stamp with the mushrooms on it. I think all the stamps came from Hobby Lobby, and I typically will wait until they hit their 40% off sale and pick them up there. So they were just a few dollars each, and I've picked a couple up here and there along the way. Here's a couple more stamps that I already had on hand. Actually, I had, the only one I picked up that I just showed you was the mushrooms. I had the other ones on hand. But I also had these on hand. The deck that I think I'm also going to use with the Lord of the Rings tarot is going to be Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And that has a lot of bunny rabbits in it, so I thought this stamp was really cute. And then who can resist a baby deer? So again, some more tea-dyed paper, and I just put those stamps in there, and I'll just tear them out and glue them in wherever I want them. So that's what I did here with some layering. Same thing here. This little piece right here, that's a tea bag. I make my own loose leaf tea, and this was a tea bag, and the color, I don't know if you can see that, but the color on the tea bag was just so, so pretty. And this little scrap of green paper came from the junk journal printables, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is just a scrap of sewing pattern paper that I put in here, and I made this myself. I just took a picture of one of the book pages and printed it and kind of antiqued it so that it looks like a page that we tore out of a book. And I'll likely pop that in here and maybe tip it in or a journal around it, and then maybe flip it up and have other things underneath it. I had this out of a vintage gardening magazine. I thought this would be fun as a tip in here. You know, Bilbo has his little garden area. And then this page I was playing around with. I thought this was fun. So you get, in the printable that I purchased, the junk journal sheet, you get a whole sheet of these little guys that you can print off and use like paper dolls or however you want to use them within the book. You can put them on sticker paper or whatever. But I cut one out, and then the more I thought about it, what was I going to do with it? So I decided I would just go ahead and stick it into here and then just kind of journal over this, and it looks kind of messy and yuck, kind of like he does. So I thought that was fun to have in the book there. That's really all I've done. I want to actually start writing in it, but there's so many pages in here that I can begin to use for the classes. But I wanted to show you that. I made myself a library card pocket that I'm keeping in the front of the book there, and I've checked the book out to myself, so that's good. Let's see, this I just printed from the internet and just made a little map, kind of antique to the back of it. I thought that would be fun to use at some point in the journal. Get in there. This little leaf envelope printable comes with the junk journal printables, and you could stick a little message or something down inside there, but it's meant to be a leaf envelope. Thought that was kind of clever. Sorry for my sniffling. I found these on the internet as well. That's a little postage stamp. Printed a couple of those off to have for myself. This came with my oak, ash, and thorn cards when I ordered them, a little miniature piece of artwork, so I thought that looked good in here. This little bird I had in my stash of just things. I thought that looked good in here. This I got off of a subscription box at one point. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's resin and there's little flowers on the inside of there. Hopefully you can see that. But I just thought that was really pretty, and I just thought it made a nice little pop of fun here. And then I have this Bilbo Baggins journal. This also came with the printables, and I put all the pages together and then just used some thread to bind his little journal together here. And I'll be making some entries in here. Bilbo Baggins drinks tea, so here's another one of those tea bags that are in here, and he had some writing on the inside of his journal. So I'll be making some notes in here from time to time based on my exploration with Mr. Baggins. I thought that was very clever. So those are some of the things that are just kind of decorating in the front of this here. And just fun to have in the journal. And then on the back side, just a scrap of vellum. If you can see the foiling on that, I thought that was really pretty. It's leaves and flowers. I'll use that at some point in the journal. This is another piece of the paper that you can print off from the junk journal collectibles, and then this bird I just had in my stash. So I thought these would be some really fun items to use. Let me close this up. Actually, I forgot one more item that I made. I have a, what do I have? A cricket? yeah, I have a Cricut cutting machine, and I found some images that were free on the Cricut design space, and I made a sticker sheet that I thought was going to be relevant to use. I like the colors of it, and this was used in one of the battles as a shield. This maybe when they dug the treasure and hid it, the Blue Mountains, the rocks that they went down into, Crescent Moon, the little bird's nest that sits on the other wizard's head. See, I'm looking for for ways to learn. I don't know all the names of all the characters yet, but I'm working on it. But I thought that these stickers were really cute and would make a good addition into the journal as well. So that's one more thing. I almost forgot about that, and I wanted to pop back on and show you. This, again, this was part of the printable, and I just layered everything together here on a tag, and I'll use this in the book or in my journal, one or the other. And then there's more. Let's see. The name of the shop where I got the printable was called Purposeful Happiness. And here are a couple of the printables that came with it. There's probably like maybe a dozen sheets or more. This particular sheet has like little index cards that are in the shape of a map. There's a ring, Gandalf, and I don't remember what that guy's name is, but you can cut out around these, and I intend to use those in the journal. And then these tags, and you can cut out these and use them around the journal or however you would like to use them. So I thought those pages were really pretty to print off and have available. And then these are two different, this is a sheet of the printable. Let me move this out of the way. It comes in one 8.5 by 11, and I just cut it in half here. I think I just really like the scene on this one, and then this I'll use as a tip in. I haven't decided how I'm going to use all these pages, but the coloring just works so well with this printable and the cards. If you look at that, I mean, that's just, all these colors just work so well together. This was another sheet. And again, just kind of for contrast, the cards are such a neutral palette, but she has these pops of these earthy tones in it, and they just work so incredibly nice together. Here's another couple of sheets from the printable. Again, love how all of that looks together. I mean, so pretty. Let's see, what else did I pick up? And I'm trying to think, I think I paid maybe $5 for the printable, and it had all of the sheets, and obviously you can print them and use them over and over again. So if we continue on with the classes with Kelly, I think she mentioned that she might go through the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, which clearly I'll need all the printables over again. And then the last thing that I picked up, off of another Etsy seller. I think I paid like $6 or $7 for this. It's a little pen pal package, and I'm hoping, I'm going to post this over on the Truth in Stories. They have a Discord when you belong to her Patreon. I'm going to post this video over there and shamelessly try to plug and get myself a pen pal for the course of the class that we take. And I would love to exchange, just some bits and pieces and a letter or so, just sharing the thoughts on how the class is going and what we're enjoying from it, and just to connect with folks. But I wanted to share this with you and show you. I thought this was the cutest package that this Etsy seller had put together. Let me pull this out of here. Actually, this way might be easier. Tore it. All right, so Artist for His Glory, Elizabeth Adams, and a little Bible verse there. And a little handwritten thank you note. I just love that. I have my own Bath and Body Works handmade shop. I make handmade soap, and when I package things, I love to include handmade notes. So it always means something to me when a seller takes the time to do that. But she put together this adorable little pen pal package. I cannot write in calligraphy. I aspire to try to write in calligraphy someday, but I'm not there yet. Anyway, I'm sure that she did her own calligraphy on the tag that she made here. Look at that. I think I'm ready for another adventure. And that's just so, so sweet. Love that. You can see the shine on there with the ink that she used. Beautiful. This is the first time I'm looking at this. I looked at it online, but it didn't really give you a breakdown of each of the items because they said they could be a little different with each one. And this says afternoon tea with Bilbo Baggins. I wonder if there's actually tea in it. I don't know. Should I open it? I guess I should. Oh my gosh, it is. That's so cute. Bigelow Peppermint Herbal Tea. Okay, pen pal out there, wannabe. I make my own loose leaf tea, so bribery. And this is really cute. It's wrapped in a book page, and it's just so incredibly cute. Oh, and she has put together some quotes here. Let's see. Not all who wander are lost. And then that's really cute. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. That's cute. Well, there's a life of hope. What? Where there's a life, there's hope. But in the end, it's only a passing thing. This shadow, even darkness, must pass. So those are cute, and definitely some things that I can use in my journal. And then this little sticker of the Hobbit hole. That's really cute too. And a little map that's similar to the one I found and made. And some writing paper. Oh, that's so cute. That's really sweet. And a cardstock envelope. So all of those things came with this little pen pal set, and I would love to have a pen pal to use it with. So I'm going to tuck all of this right back in here, but this was really cute idea. Yeah, so actually I need to go and register for the class before I forget. I've got all this stuff going. I'm super excited for it. And Kelly, if you're watching this, I'm super excited that you chose this book and that I've not taken the opportunity to read it as an adult. I'm trying really hard to get through it in the amount of time that I can, but I'm certainly looking forward to it. And I'm really looking forward to how we can use that in tandem with the tarot deck and just kind of learning more about how to use cards and in addition to a story like this, and how you can take that adventure for yourself and tie it all together. So thank you so much for taking a minute to watch the video. I hope it sparks an interest in you and that maybe you want to come over and pop over and join the class. It is recorded, as I understand it. I'll have to read it again because I know there's some classes I won't be able to attend live just because of my job. So I would look forward to watching those back on the recording and then interacting with folks who've also taken the class. But again, super excited, and just thanks so much for taking the time to watch the video. Take care. Bye.